Listen closely, child, for I have a message that will change the course of your heart and reveal truths you cannot yet see. God says, I have decided to separate you from this person in your family. Hear me clearly, for this is not a decision made in anger or malice, but in love, wisdom, and the profound understanding of the paths I have prepared for you. You have sought peace, you have prayed for clarity, you have carried the weight of hearts intertwined in ways that bring both comfort and confusion. I see every tear, every sigh, every moment of silent longing when you wished for connection that seems to falter. The separation I bring is not meant to wound, but to awaken, to illuminate, to create space in which your spirit may breathe freely. I know the history of your interactions, the patterns that have repeated themselves like echoes in a canyon. There have been words unspoken, expectations unmet, and love expressed in ways that never fully reached your soul. This separation is the proof that I am attentive to your heart, that I am guiding your steps toward a clarity that the human eye cannot yet perceive. It is proof that I hear your prayers, that I honor the integrity of your journey, and that I am committed to the fullness of your growth. You may wonder why this is necessary. You may question the fairness of it. I tell you now that fairness is not always apparent in the human understanding of time and space, but I operate in a dimension where all things converge toward purpose, where every separation, every pause, every shift in your relationships is designed to align you with the life I have envisioned. The proof of my hand is already evident in the subtle shifts around you, the moments of discomfort that prompt reflection, the doors that close gently to guide you to new opportunities, the inner voice that grows stronger, urging you toward boundaries that preserve your soul. Know this separation does not negate the love that exists between you. Love, in its truest form, is never lost. It transforms. It elevates. It teaches. The person from whom you are being separated is part of your story, yes, but their presence will no longer define your immediate path. Their influence will no longer blur the lines I have drawn for your protection and your spiritual growth. I am preparing you for experiences that require your full attention, for lessons that demand your unfragmented heart. Every fiber of your being that resists this change, every doubt, every fear, I see and I understand. Do not mistake discomfort for divine punishment. Rather, recognize it as the soil in which the seeds of your transformation will grow. The proof of my guidance is in the quiet moments when you feel unsettled, the inner nudges that push you toward discernment, the sudden clarity that arrives like a sunrise after a long night. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of the divine upon your life, delicate yet undeniable. I have separated you not to isolate you, but to allow you to reclaim yourself. To remember who you are without the influence of others, to discover the strength and wisdom that lies within. You will find that the distance brings peace where there was once tension, understanding where there was once confusion, and courage where there was once hesitation. The proof of this separation will reveal itself in the steadiness of your spirit, the clarity of your decisions, and the serenity that begins to take root in your daily life. Understand this: separation is a sacred tool. It is not merely the act of moving apart, but the act of creating sacred space. Space for reflection, for healing, for the cultivation of discernment. It is in this space that you will encounter parts of yourself you have long neglected, the wisdom you have ignored, and the courage you have doubted. I am giving you this gift, wrapped in the disguise of challenge, so that you may rise more fully into the person I have called you to be. Do not despair when the path seems lonely, for I am with you. I am the silent companion in your solitude, the voice of guidance in your confusion, the light that never fades in the darkness. The proof of separation will multiply as you begin to notice the subtle ways your life aligns with the rhythm of divine order. You will meet people whose presence is meant to nurture, not drain. You will encounter circumstances that expand your vision, rather than limit your understanding. You will experience a freedom that comes only when the heart is untangled from the burdens of misaligned relationships. I am not taking this lightly. I know the weight of familial bonds, the depth of love that ties generations together. Yet even within family, there is a divine pattern of discernment. Not every connection is meant to flourish in the present moment. Not every presence is aligned with your highest good. The proof that I separate is in the growth that follows, in the spiritual maturity that emerges, in the capacity to love without losing yourself, to care without sacrificing your peace. Be patient and observe the proof around you. The tension that once clouded your mind will soften. The fear that once gripped your heart will ease. Doors will open where walls once blocked your vision. Clarity will replace confusion. And in time, you will see that this separation was never a withdrawal from love, but an invitation into a fuller, richer, more expansive experience of it. Your journey is sacred, your life is sacred, and every act of guidance I provide is rooted in love. Separation is but one of many ways I shape your destiny, and it is a sign that I am intimately involved in the details of your existence. Trust the process. Witness the proof. Embrace the transformation. The person you are being separated from may not understand this now. They may resist, they may question, they may act from fear or misunderstanding. Do not let this disturb your peace. Their journey is theirs, and your journey is yours. I am orchestrating both with wisdom beyond comprehension. The proof of my separation will be revealed not in confrontation, but in the calm, steady unfolding of your life according to the principles of divine timing. Know that I am preparing a path for you that is not only safe but abundant. A path where your heart is not fragmented by conflict, where your spirit is not dimmed by tension, and where your growth is not stunted by the complexities of forced connection. The proof is in the liberation you will feel, the sense of alignment, the joy that will return quietly but unmistakably. You may weep, you may grieve, you may feel the pangs of loss. These emotions are natural, necessary, and part of the proof that separation is real and meaningful. Honor your feelings, but do not be bound by them. Allow them to pass through you, for each tear carries a lesson, each pang carries a seed of wisdom, and each moment of grief is an invitation to a deeper connection with me. You must understand, beloved one, that every separation I ordain carries with it a hidden blessing. Sometimes, in your longing for connection, you cling to what has already served its purpose. You try to hold together what I have already released. You try to breathe life into something I have already declared complete. And yet, I do not condemn you for this, for I know the depth of your love, the sincerity of your intentions. But I also know what lies ahead, what you cannot yet see. I see the storms that would have drowned your spirit, the words that would have wounded your peace, the subtle manipulations that would have stolen your joy. This is why I have stepped in. My separation is not punishment, it is protection. The proof is in the quiet restoration that will soon begin. You will notice how your thoughts become lighter. You will begin to feel the fog lifting, as if your soul is exhaling for the first time in years. The constant anxiety, the heaviness that seemed unexplainable, will slowly fade. That is not coincidence, it is me, removing from your spirit what was never meant to dwell there. I have seen the way you tried to bridge the distance, the way you prayed for peace between you and this family member. I have seen the countless moments you silenced your truth to keep the peace. I have seen how you smiled when your heart was breaking, how you gave when you had little left, how you hoped that one day they would understand. You did well, child. You loved well. You gave generously. But I must remind you, love does not mean enduring chaos. Forgiveness does not mean continued harm. Peace does not mean staying bound to what breaks you. I am teaching you the sacred difference between compassion and captivity. You can bless someone from afar. You can love them without sharing the same space. You can forgive them without reopening wounds that I am healing. Separation is not rejection, it is sacred redirection. It is proof that I am guiding you toward higher peace, toward relationships that honor your worth, toward experiences that reflect the light I placed within you. There will be days when you question this. You may wonder if you made a mistake, if perhaps you should have tried harder, said more, or waited longer. But listen to me, you did not fail. You obeyed the inner pull that came from me. When I speak through discomfort, I am not asking for your logic, I am calling for your trust. When I close a door, I am not asking you to knock louder, I am inviting you to walk toward the one I have already opened. You will see proof in the unfolding peace that follows. People will begin to appear in your life who feel different, gentle, kind, supportive. Conversations will flow without fear of judgment. You will begin to see reflections of the love you always tried to give. That is the fruit of obedience. That is the evidence that my hand is upon your life. And to the one you are being separated from, I am working there, too. Do not assume they are beyond my reach. Their path is theirs, and I am not finished with them. Sometimes, separation is the only way I can begin their transformation. Sometimes, the absence of your presence is the only way they will begin to seek mine. What seems like loss now is the soil of redemption later. You must trust that I am fair in all things. This is the season of unveiling. I am showing you what was hidden beneath the surface, the quiet resentments, the unspoken competition, the emotional imbalance that kept you weary. You may see truths that sting, but do not turn away. See them, acknowledge them, and then release them to me. The proof of your growth is in your response. When you choose peace over reaction, understanding over anger, compassion over bitterness, you walk in the wisdom of heaven. There will be moments when memories flood your heart, when you feel the ache of nostalgia, when you wonder if things could have been different. And I will whisper to you, it was necessary. It was holy. It was timed perfectly. I never remove without replacing. I never take away without restoring. I never ask you to let go without preparing something greater in your grasp. You are entering a season of stillness, where I will rebuild your identity outside of this relationship. I will show you who you are apart from their opinion, apart from their influence, apart from their expectations. You will learn to hear my voice clearly again, free from the noise of comparison and guilt. The proof will be in your freedom, how you breathe deeper, how you sleep better, how joy finds its way back into the smallest corners of your day. I am calling you to a higher love, one that is rooted in truth, not fear, one that flows from wholeness, not obligation. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You cannot heal while standing in the same environment that wounds you. Separation is my way of lifting you into safety so that you may heal without interference. Remember this: when I remove someone, I am not asking you to hate them. I am asking you to bless them and release them. Bitterness keeps you bound to what I am trying to free you from. Gratitude unlocks the lesson. Forgiveness releases the blessing. When you forgive, you align with my heart. You say to the universe, I trust God's justice more than my desire for explanation. You may not receive closure in words, but you will receive it in peace. Peace will become your proof. Silence will become your teacher. Growth will become your testimony. And in time, you will no longer remember this season as loss, but as awakening. You will see how much lighter your spirit feels, how much closer you have come to me. The separation is not forever if transformation takes place. Some relationships are paused, not ended. Some hearts are healed separately so that they may reconnect in newness. But for now, trust the space I am creating. Let me rewrite this story. Let me teach you what love looks like when it is purified by truth. Do not look back with regret. Do not question my timing. For every moment that feels uncertain, remember, I am still God. I am still guiding. I am still proving my presence in your life through every detail you cannot yet understand. You will thank me one day. You will look back and see that what I removed was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to deliver you. The proof of my love is in your peace. The proof of my hand is in your healing. And the proof of my decision is in the strength you never knew you had until you let go. Child, listen closely, for the work I am doing in your life is precise and intentional. Every moment of discomfort, every ache in your heart, every sigh of longing is a thread I am using to weave a tapestry far greater than your current understanding. I have separated you from this person not to punish you, not to sow division, but to protect the sacredness of your spirit. Even when your mind rebels, even when your heart questions, know that my wisdom is beyond human comprehension. The proof is already around you, though you may not yet recognize it. It lies in the subtle ways your thoughts grow clearer, in the moments when decisions feel lighter, and in the increasing ease with which your soul rests at night. Do not mistake the absence of conflict for emptiness. Some of the most profound growth occurs in the silence left behind. I have removed the noise, the tension, the pull that distracted you from seeing yourself as I see you, whole, worthy, and filled with potential. The separation is my gift to you, an invitation to step into your destiny unburdened. You will discover strengths you did not know existed, wisdom that had been buried under obligation and fear, and peace that was hidden beneath constant striving. You will notice the proof of my guidance in the way your spirit begins to expand. Where once there was doubt, there will now be clarity. Where once there was anxiety, there will now be trust. Where once you felt tethered by the needs and expectations of others, you will now experience freedom. These are not coincidences, they are manifestations of my hand working in your life, aligning your path with what is holy, good, and true. Do not be afraid of what this separation may bring. I know the shadows that rise in your mind, the what-ifs that haunt your thoughts. I see them, and I see beyond them. For every fear, I have placed a promise. For every tear, I have placed comfort. For every doubt, I have placed certainty in my timing and my wisdom. I am not absent from your struggle, I am guiding it, shaping it, and turning it toward your ultimate good. Remember, child, the proof of separation is not always obvious immediately. Sometimes, it is revealed through subtle shifts, the way your heart feels lighter, the clarity with which you make decisions, the ease that replaces tension in your relationships. Other times, it is revealed through unexpected blessings, new people entering your life, opportunities that align perfectly with your purpose, and doors opening that were previously closed. These are all signs of my work, signs that your path is being refined and prepared for what is yet to come. I ask you now to hold steadfast in patience. Separation can feel like loss, but it is also preparation. It is a season in which I am pruning away what no longer serves you, that you may bear greater fruit in the time ahead. The proof is in the transformation you undergo within. Your heart will become stronger, more discerning, more aligned with my will. Your mind will grow in understanding, your soul in resilience. And one day, you will look back at this period and see that it was not an ending, but a necessary beginning. Do not resist the changes I am bringing, even when they challenge you. I am guiding you toward relationships that nurture your growth, toward experiences that honor your worth, and toward a life filled with integrity, peace, and joy. The person from whom you are being separated may not understand now. They may feel hurt, confused, or even angry. That is part of the proof that this separation is divine. My hand moves in ways that human hearts cannot always comprehend. Trust that I am shaping both of your lives for a higher purpose. Even in your moments of loneliness, I am present. Even when the silence seems unbearable, I am whispering to your heart, reminding you of my love, my protection, and my plan. The proof of separation is not always in the absence of people but in the presence of my spirit. It is the inner calm that begins to replace worry, the clarity that begins to replace confusion, and the strength that begins to replace fear. These are the signs that you are being guided correctly, that you are walking within my care, and that my decisions are leading you to what is best for your soul. You may wonder if forgiveness is still required, if love is still expected. Yes, child, love is always required, and forgiveness is always sacred. But understand that love does not mean remaining in a situation that diminishes your spirit. Forgiveness does not mean accepting harm or compromising your peace. There is a holy distinction between the love you offer from a place of wholeness and the attachment that drains your energy. Separation is the proof that I am teaching you this distinction. It is the beginning of a deeper, purer love, love that is guided by me, not by fear, guilt, or obligation. Watch closely for the evidence of my work in your life. Notice the small moments of grace, the subtle signs of alignment, the gentle nudges that draw you toward wholeness. These are my fingerprints upon your journey. These are the proofs that separation, though painful in the moment, is a sacred act of guidance. As you walk through this season with patience, trust, and faith, you will find that what was once heavy becomes light, what was once unclear becomes evident, and what was once bound becomes free. This is the promise I give you: separation is never without purpose. It is never a mistake. It is never random. It is a divine orchestration, a testament to my intimate knowledge of your life, and an assurance that I am always working for your good. Hold fast to me, and you will see the fruits of this separation manifest in your peace, your clarity, your growth, and your joy. Do not rush this season, for every moment of waiting is a moment of preparation. I am shaping your heart to receive the fullness of my blessings, to understand the depth of my love, and to walk in freedom that has been long withheld. Each day that passes, each quiet moment of reflection, is a step closer to the peace that comes from trusting me completely. The proof of my guidance is in your patience, your resilience, and the way you continue to rise despite uncertainty. Look around you, child, and see how I am already providing. Opportunities will present themselves, doors will open, and relationships aligned with your purpose will begin to flourish. The separation you feared will reveal itself as the foundation for growth, strength, and renewed clarity. What once seemed like loss will now shine as the proof of my wisdom and my timing. Trust the unfolding of this divine plan, even when it is hidden from your eyes, for I am never absent from your journey. Finally, remember this: the separation I have ordained is not the end of love, but the beginning of freedom, healing, and revelation. Walk forward with courage, for I am with you. Walk forward with faith, for my plan is perfect. Walk forward with peace, for I have already proven my hand in your life. And know this, beloved: the proof of my love is everlasting, and in my presence, you are forever whole.